Welcome to Megacon Cash Finals. This is almost a mirror match. This is with our casting of my Professor Bleckett over there.
Yes, I'm
So,
here as well.
so this is going to be almost a mirror match. The player on the left is Aaron. The player on the right is Cody, which we saw from the quarterfinals. Aaron's deck is similar to it. He has some variety to it. Instead of Mono Banker, he's playing one splash of Arcanist there. And with the one splash, it lets him use Survival Centipede, the one that lets you search your deck and stuff for tactics. So it lets him kind of search for tactics faster.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's always good.
All right. So
And
yeah,
if you're not rushing towards threshold, I actually in most of the decks recommend going for some kind of splash because you get more utility out of it that way.
right. Yeah, and the only thing like Mono Banker, is going to get you, threshold wise that you're really trying to ramp to is Dwarf Grimalkin, but I mean, Grimmakin, if you just hit 5 and you're drawing 2 cards, that's typically worth it. It's good enough. I mean, hitting 9, for the bonus third card is nice, but 5
Yeah,
is 5 is typically enough.
yeah, and 9 is also ridiculously hard to get to.
Right. Aaron also runs a few other things that David doesn't. Aaron does a lot more digging for his deck. He uses a card called Garbage Man, which a lot of people don't use. So he uses things like that just because he's constantly digging through his deck trying to find his answers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think Garbage Man is mostly seen in dedicated Monty decks, but even then he's kind of rare.
Right.
So here we see the Garbage Man actually.
Yeah, here we see the Garbage Man. Yeah, so, and I mean, you draw a card and then you discard, which fits perfectly in with the theme.
Yeah,
So,
and if you have cards in your discard pile that you don't really care about, you can use him again to just cycle the cards.
right.
And also he has 3 life, so he's a kind of good blocker as well.
Yep. I mean, Cody on the right side started off with Cody's deck is more control as well because he runs Homewrecker and stuff like that, and a lot more like gears and everything. So Cody started off, with this typical Grimoire kid, just start card drawing, and now he has Potion Aqua for the life gain, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah, and also for additional card draw.
Right.
And he has the option to use an ability at the start of his turn, which I think is probably the weakest ability on the card.
It's definitely the weakest ability. There's only a few cards that I've thought about, like when it could even be almost useful, and even
Yeah,
then it's not.
yeah. I mean, it's rarely useful.
Right.
I think most of the time you're better off actually using the ability at the end of your opponent's turn instead of your own. It's when you need to do it twice in very rapid succession. But then I mean, you could do it the first thing at the start of your turn.
So Aaron attacked and Cody blocked with the Grimoken, and after the damage, Cody's trying to yurt it out, and so Aaron looks like he's paying 4 to play a resource, which in his hand he had a fired hand, so he paid 4 to play the fired hand as a resource just so he could finish off that Grimoken
Yeah.
and not have to worry about it being yurted.
Yeah, and I think that's actually a fine play because you're getting ahead in resources and
Right.
you're getting rid of one of the most annoying cards together with the yurt.
Yeah. But Aaron had to discard a shocking reappearance, which is like one of the key cards in his things to get out his big characters again. So
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what else he had in his hand, but I'm like, man, that seems like an important card that you want to keep.
Yeah.
So he's using his Cody is using the ordered golden string ability, draw 4 to or pay 4 to draw 2 and discard 1.
Yeah, and then we see a second yurt.
Yep.
So if he finds a character to go with those yurts, he'll basically be able to protect them forever against single characters,
All right.
which is one of the strengths of yurts. Here we see a gold summit.
Gold summon's nice. It'll,
Yeah, it is. I think it's probably one of the better locations in the game.
yeah,
Uh,
it'll let Aaron try to keep up with the life gain that Cody will
yeah,
just
yeah. Well,
naturally gets.
the thing is, if you let the gold summit sit, it
Right.
will get so out of control. You
Yeah.
just well,
It, it,
you have
it,
so much life. Uh,
especially when you play a second one.
yeah, yeah. Especially when you play a second one.
Oh well.
So here we actually see one of the better cards to take care of the gold summit, the property contender.
And property condemner, it's Inner's play, so he can yurt that. So every turn he can destroy a location, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
And then Cody also plays the tax attorney, so he doesn't have to worry about Aaron's one life characters coming in to do damage.
yeah. I wasn't so sure about the double gold summit play, but
I mean,
it turns out he had a selected gluttony, and then I think it's absolutely the right thing to do,
right.
because if he doesn't have a response to it, you'll be gaining 20 life
Yeah.
influence. So
yeah, gaining 20 influence would definitely be worth the double gold summit.
yeah, I mean it is a risk to play them both, because you're not actually being sure that you gain something out of it.
Right.
But I mean,
But then
and
again,
also, yeah, but the thing is, you want to get rid of the yurts, so you want to get some characters on the board as well,
right.
not just locations.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, he has to settle for 10 life gain instead of 20, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
but then again,
Well,
like, since
he has to settle for 10 influence instead of 20.
yeah,
So
but
I
I
mean,
mean,
he's fine either way.
because his deck is like with Garbage Man and even like his ability to pay 4 to draw 2. I mean, everything is centered around a card draw. I mean, I can definitely see this kind of deck like just playing both, even without a stuck with gluttony, just taking that risk and playing both gold summons because he has so much card draw that just turns into more influence gain. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously it also depends on what he has in his hand.
right,
If he didn't have any characters, then I guess I would have played the second gold summit as well.
right. Yeah, so Cody goes ahead and just yurts out the property condemner at the end of his turn. So
Yep.
when it
Yeah.
comes in at the start of his turn, it takes care of that second gold summit. I mean, Aaron played 2 of them, and he at least gained 10 influence off of them. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a fine exchange. But the problem is, until he gets rid of the property contender, he can't play any locations at all, because they'll just get destroyed.
right.
And here we see the tax attorney attack, and the garbage man is blocking, and also he gets
Yeah.
to use the garbage man ability to draw a card and then discard one.
I mean,
So nothing really happened there.
yeah, tax attorney's 1-2, garbage man's 1-3. They just kind of bounce off each other. Don't.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, and he doesn't need the tax attorney to block, because the garbage man can't deal any damage to the faction.
Right.
And also he has the property contender, which survives the garbage man, and he has 2 yurts. So, I mean, attacking doesn't really do that much, since he'll basically block, and it just bounces off.
Right. So Aaron's counting his resources. Well, one of the other cards he also runs with his 1 threshold is Remember. It's it's not quite as good as Dark Awakening, but it's pretty handy. It's useful when you need certain tactics back.
Yeah, yeah, and it also actually makes the discarding the shocking reappearance not as
Right.
crucial, since he can gain it back later.
Yeah. Oh. So Aaron just played a Gus, and he's gonna go and steal the Pasternackle.
Yeah. Which
guess.
I'm not sure about that play. I mean, it obviously will get rid of the Pasternackle, but I think actually waiting with the ability of Gus
right.
would have been better. I mean, obviously you want to steal it at the end of Cody's turn,
Right.
and then you can restore him, and if he yurts out the property condemner before it's your turn, you can steal the other yurt, and
he
you
just
get a ton of locations from him.
right. Yeah, but I think in this particular instance, Pashnako was probably the better one to choose, just because Cody wouldn't yurt out the property condemner. There's no reason to. So yurting out the Pashnako, at least gets rid of it.
Yeah, but
Okay.
what I mostly don't agree with is playing it at during your turn and not your.
I got you. That makes sense. Could have just waited and done it. Okay.
Yeah, and so here we see a Revivitate.
Right.
Bringing back a Dragon Tank and Dwarvish Grimlock into the hand, which gets played and draws cards, the usual stuff.
Yeah. So Dragon Tank is a 12/12.
Yep.
Yeah, but you have to destroy something your opponent controls.
Yeah. At the start of your turn, you have to destroy a character your opponent controls, which is a trigger. But if your opponent doesn't have any characters, the Dragon Tank is destroyed instead.
So obviously, you just stop playing characters and you win, right? That's how it works.
Exactly. So that may not be the best way to deal with it, but it certainly is a way. I mean, there aren't too much pressure besides the Dragon Tank, so you might be fine with letting your guys die.
Right.
But obviously, you don't want to get rid of your guys for basically free.
But but again, because Cody has 2 yurts, if all your guys die, then you just yurt on Dragon Tank, and so then it's like, okay, my 12/12 won't attack, but you're not playing any guys, so my other guys can just keep swinging clear. You still win that exchange.
Yeah, and as soon as he plays characters, you have the Dragon Tank.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. So Aaron is responding, like you had mentioned, to the yurt, trying to steal the yurt with that he was trying to Grimlock to get the Grimlock as well.
Yeah. Which I think is.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this was a fired hand. No, it was a recur.
Yeah, he recurred to flip down the Dragon Tank, which is fair. So I guess he basically just made Cody use both of the yurts on the Grimlock just so he could respond and get rid of the Dragon Tank.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a good move. You don't want that beating on you.
Yeah, I think it was a solid play actually.
More Grimlock for more cards. Why not?
Yeah. And once the Grimlock train starts rolling, you're just drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. So now he has a ton of characters.
Yep. But we don't have to worry about a Dragon Tank anymore, so that's good. All those Grimlock by themselves don't do too much.
Yeah, but there's obviously a ton of other stuff to worry about.
Oh, it looks like Cody's looking at delectable boons here.
Yeah.
No. So the next 2 damage from the Property Condemner to the... Oh, man, he's playing 2 boons. So I guess it's the next 1 damage from the Property Condemner to the Gus, and the next 2 damage from the Garbage Men to the Gilded Yurt is what it looks like. Which, so burning 2... Yeah, the yurt doesn't die yet. That's only at 2 damage.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if.
However,
if using. I don't know if using the yurt on that was or the boon on that was worth killing you. Oh well, he had his other character to finish off, so I guess so.
Yeah, but well, yeah. Well, obviously, killing or rather getting rid of the Gus was top priority. So I think I think it was worth 2 boons because now you have all these yurts and you have the Department of Reactions and a ton of Grimlock that you can yurt out for card draws.
Right.
So I think it's good actually because now he's in a huge advantage position where he can just do his thing. He can just kick back, draw a ton of cards until he can get another Dragon Tank out or a Sneaky Mansion to apply some pressure.
Yeah, and so especially once he played his Samuel, I mean he has a tax attorney, which is kind of useless when you
The
have a
Samuel
Samuel.
Light.
Yeah, but and his 2 Guildier, so Cody is definitely set for quite a while.
Yeah.
So Aaron is finally getting some of the Grimmekins of his own.
Yep. Such a silly card.
I mean, it has high threshold requirements though to be good. So
Yeah.
yeah, now if it was just like pay 1 and just draw 2 cards, so you can just turn 1 that thing, it'd be really silly.
Yeah. Well, you can turn 1 it.
Well, you can turn 1 it, but you're only gonna draw 1 card off it. Like you're not gonna.
You can actually draw 2 cards from it turn 1, but.
Oh yeah, if you start double and then press, then yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I mean,
Right.
It's not that common, and it's not actually that much better than drawing 1 card from it. So. I mean, obviously, it's better to draw 2 or 3 cards when you yurt it, since you'll be gaining those every turn. So we see a ton of cards moving from the deck to the hand.
And his Grimmeken came back in. So Cody tried, was reading out his Grimmekins, and Aaron went ahead and responded with Fired Hand there to kill one of them off at least.
Yeah. And we see a second Tax Attorney as well. So even if he gets rid of Samuel Griswolter, his current weenies can't do much.
It just seems like he's committing more guys to the board because I mean Aaron Ren's walked the plank, so. But then again, I mean he has enough recursion. Cody has enough recursion that it probably doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, and the thing is the only cards that he has played that won't actually matter is the Tax Attorney.
Right.
But even the Tax Attorney can be brought back by Montgomery later, so if it's really needed. But the thing is, until you get the big beaters out, you might as well apply some pressure with the one damage pings.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they in the end they add up.
Yeah, he's complaining a little bit about the 2 Department of Rejections. Which is a fair complaint because 2 of them it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. And now we see the Homewrecker.
Homewrecker to lock down anything Aaron plays. I mean, Cody's definitely kind of gained control of this game.
Yeah, I mean, he has the ability to deplete 2 characters every turn for free, and then he may I mean, if he doesn't want to draw 3 cards at the start of the turn, he can use the yurt to deplete characters as well. I don't think he'll need to because he has 2 Department of Reactions that can deplete characters.
Right. So another selective gluttony. Aaron's digging for answers here.
Yeah.
Which he desperately needs them because he can't even use Garbage Man now without paying 4.
Yeah, exactly. So then you're better off by using your faction ability to draw 2 cards instead of 1 and discard 1.
It's the
same cost.
Yeah. The mono banker, I mean, just control there is it's pretty brutal. I mean, once you get those locations and those homewreckers out, especially against other like mono bankers that don't have like massive location removal. EPM new card is good, but nobody really plays Gearsmith, so going like a heavy homewrecker, heavy structures is pretty good deck still.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we might see a rise of Gearsmith. Actually, mostly because of EPM and how good it is.
Right. I mean, it takes out your stuff too, but again, Gearsmith kind of uses items and stuff, but they don't use too many locations, so it's not too big of a deal if they lose some. So it's EPM's a pretty good card. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I
It's
like it too.
just very situational. And it costs 6, so it's really expensive. But, I mean, again, when you're facing a board like this, I would pay 6 right now.
Yeah, yeah, I'd pay 6 any day. I mean, it's 2 yards and 2 departments of reactions.
Right. I mean, jeez. I'm surprised that Cody is playing Mono Banker. I mean, just splashing one splash of so many different things just makes it
Yeah,
so much better.
yeah. I mean, the obvious thing that comes to mind is Warlord for Dark Awakening and a Blazing Zero.
Right. Yeah. Those are the obvious ones that most people play because these are just so good.
Yeah,
So Cody went ahead and just used the Homewrecker to and a department to go and deplete the Garchman. So Aaron has no blockers this turn. However, I mean, Aaron, again, he is playing it, and I do see a shocking reappearance in his hand. So he can get one of his large characters into play when Cody attacks.
yeah. But I mean, what are you going to kill? A Dwarvish Grimakin that's going to be yurted?
Right. It does whatever it is. It's not going to do much. So Cody's playing another Revivitate of his own
Yep.
with his Sneaky Mansion and a Grimakin to hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously you want the Grimakin to your hand and not the Sneaky
Right.
Mansion.
Yeah.
Even though you have the option to put the.
Totally have the option.
Yeah.
Alright, so Homewrecker's swinging in here. Let's see if Aaron... Oh, Aaron just takes the 3. Okay. Property Dimmer now. I'm a little bit surprised that he attacks turning for one man. He's just taking all the small beats.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier. I mean, even if you don't get the big guys out, the small damage is actually very important, especially in those kind of control decks.
Yeah, especially when you have that many of them too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that I see this shocking reappearance there. I'm just really surprised that he didn't play. He didn't use it to get in one of his beaters.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think actually drawing cards might be more valuable because the beater is not going to do anything at all.
That's true. Although he did just pay for to play a resource and played another resource, so maybe he needed those cards to ramp up so he can remember and to walk the plank, and he can play both this turn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, so Aaron plays walk the plank, and Cody's going to go ahead and save a couple guys. He's going to save his Homewrecker and his Grimakin. I'm surprised. Oh no, that's right. Oh, but walk the plank is not enough to kill the Sneaky Mansion, so that's still a problem.
Yeah.
Because now Aaron has nothing, and he's just going to get beat on for 12. So
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and Cody has all these cards in his hand, and he has the card draw engine with the Grimakin.
Yep.
So basically, if he finds another Revivitate,
which it looks like he just drew.
Yeah.
I don't think Cody needs to use the other Revivitate right now, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, but if he uses it, he'll basically be in the exact same position as he was before. He'll have a ton of guys on the field. He'll have even more Grimalkins out, so he can use them for card draws.
Yeah. So here comes the Sneaky Mansion in for 12.
Yep.
Which puts Aaron in just a one-hit range of death.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either a one hit from the Sneaky Mansion, or it's a couple of hits from Homewrecker and the mini crew with the Grimalkins and stuff like that.
No. So Cody used his faction ability to draw 2 and discard 1. He got rid of the Dragon Tank, and then he revivitated the Dragon Tank in. With the Dragon Tank, it pretty much means any blockers that Aaron might be able to field to try to stop the Sneaky Mansion or anything else is just going to die to the Dragon Tank
to
at the start of his
the
turn.
Dragon Tank.
Yeah.
You mean in exclusion of the 5 guys that he can deplete?
Yeah.
Or rather 10 guys, since he can deplete at the end of the turn
Right,
and then
yeah.
at the start of his turn he gets
Those as
those.
well.
So I mean, basically, Aaron has to get some kind of removal.
Right. Aaron just needs to get. That's. I mean, it's
That's
okay
removal.
removal, but it's. I mean, because of 2 yurts, it just stops him from being attacked next turn. Really, that's about it.
Yeah, but I mean, if he can stop the attack for
Right.
a turn or two, he might get, because Aaron runs GGG, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and while the GGG is smaller than the Sneaky Mansion, I mean, if he has other ways to, if he has a delectable boon, something like that.
Right.
No, wait, you can't delectable boon the GGG because it's not an item.
Oh, so it looks like a. Yeah, so you see, Aaron. Yeah, because the main difference between card choices of what's ran is that Cody runs Sneaky Mansion and Dragon Tank. Aaron runs GGGs, Vander Malgots, because he says he likes them because when you sneak them in, then they like right before they assign then they assign damage and they kill something, and then you get another guy. So he likes them for that aspect. And he runs Gargantuan Garblers as his covert character because he says he likes the bounce effect more than just the 12-12 beater. So it's slightly different characters, but it's the same kind of premise.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Garbler. I still think just having a vanilla, just a plain 12-12 is slightly better because Garbler just bounces into their hand. So
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know about the Garbler. I think myself I would go with the Sneaky Mansion as well.
Well, I think the Garbler might be better in the mirror match.
Right.
Since you can bounce the Sneaky Mansion, and you can't really replay it. But I think I agree with you in the end. I think I'd prefer the Sneaky Mansion over the Garbler.
I mean, if you bounce the Sneaky Mansion, yes, he can't immediately replay it. I mean, he can use this action to discard it, but then he has to waste another card to get rid of it. But
yeah, but he also has to either play a Shocking Reappearance or Revivitate.
Right. Yeah, so it is harder for him to get that back into play. So,
but I still agree with you. I think the Sneaky Mansion is better.
All right. Yep. And Aaron extends the hand. He didn't draw anything to deal with the Dragon Tank or any of the smaller guys there.
Yeah.
I mean, with a Homewrecker being able to deplete 5 things, plus the Dragon Tank that can just kill whatever it is that doesn't get depleted. Aaron essentially needed 7 guys this turn in order to chump block the Dragon Tank for 1 turn. So
no, I think he needed more. I think he needed like 12 guys or something.
Oh yeah, because Cody can deplete at the end of the turn and then just start the turn he can deplete. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it was brutal though, especially at the end when Cody just played like a 3rd Department of Rejections just to rub it in, like pay 12 to do anything.
Yeah.
Brutal game. Yeah. It started off pretty good, and then Cody just got board control with Homewrecker, and that was about it.
Yeah.
So that was Megacon Cash Finals. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Have fun, play spoils.